What's up, Fleek family? Today we're going to be looking at how you start reselling on the Whatnot app. If you don't know Whatnot, it is a massive live streaming app which has been blowing up and making resellers who are selling on the platform a lot of money. So today I'm going to take you through where you should source your stock from, the kind of stock and brands that you should be buying to sell on Whatnot, and also your target buy prices and your target sell prices so you can stay profitable and make a lot of money reselling. Let's get straight into it. So the first thing you need to understand, Whatnot is a kind of weird app. If you haven't used it, I really recommend getting on your phone and actually going on the app. Usually there's just a bunch of random people live streaming. We can actually just jump into one right now and you'll see there's just someone live selling some PS5s. However, if you want to stand out on the app, it's really not that hard. If you scroll on there for more than 5 minutes, you'll notice most of the hosts don't have much personality and a lot of the stock they're selling is pretty rubbish, and there's a reason for that. Whatnot, because it's a rapid auction style method of selling, you need stuff that's low price, high volume, and really easy to get for yourself and easy to sell to people. Honestly, there's a very small amount of available stock that you can sell, especially in the clothing industry, which actually fits this, that is cheap, easy to get. You also don't want to do much prep. You don't want to have to organize it for a long time. People will continuously want to buy on a 1-2 hour live stream. It's definitely not something that's super easy. You need a lot of energy, and getting the stock is the main thing because that's what's going to drive all the sales and all the money. The main target for Whatnot is not massive profitability per item. However, it is in volume per stream. You want to be selling the maximum amount of items you can every single stream. Even if it's small margins, you can sell so many items in one stream, it will be worth your time. The first and best item, in my opinion, is the Ralph Lauren polo shirt. You can buy these things super cheap, and you can find these on the secondary market for about £3 to £4 per piece, and you can sell these on Whatnot for around £10 to £15. This item is amazing because you've got the Ralph Lauren branding, meaning it has the high perceived value. Ralph Lauren, we all know the brand, very famous. If you look at the shops, they're next to stores like Dior, Burberry, Gucci. It has that kind of high value perception, and any piece new from Ralph Lauren is easily going to set you back a few £100, £200. So people will happily and naturally bid up to £10, £15 because they think they are getting a bargain with this sort of stuff. Also, Ralph Lauren stuff is very easy to get on apps like Fleek. You can buy it from us in serious, huge quantities, and the average price is really low, especially for polo shirts. You can also get a few really standout designs with the text on the front or the big ponies, which will go for even more, which will sometimes have a market value of up to £30 or even £40 per piece. Following on after Ralph Lauren polo shirts is Ralph Lauren t-shirts. Honestly, Ralph Lauren is a really good one for low price, high volume, high demand pieces. In fact, I actually have a few Ralph Lauren t-shirts on me from a bundle that I bought, and these only came out to £3 per piece, which is crazy. These are in absolutely amazing condition, a great grade, and as you can see, they've got great Ralph Lauren branding. There's nothing wrong with them. They're not crazy standout pieces, but for Whatnot, stuff like this will consistently sell for £10 to £15 all day long. It's also really easy to get your hands on these Ralph Lauren t-shirts, and as you can see, I have not prepped this at all, and this is in amazing condition. Another great thing with t-shirts too is they do sell all year round. This also goes for polo shirts and a lot of the other items on this list. So you do want to be thinking very seasonal when you're buying, because buyer behavior is definitely driven by like seasonal trends and demands. Definitely something to consider. On the Fleek app, there are tons of bundles for these. And another thing you should also be doing whenever you're searching on the Fleek app is making sure to send offers to your suppliers. With Whatnot, margins are really important, and to maximize them, we need to make sure you're getting the best deal. So just by sending a supplier an offer, even if it's only £10, £20 under whatever they're asking, if they can accept that and you get that negotiation in, that will definitely help your bottom line and you will make more money. The third item is Carhartt and Dickies shirts or t-shirts. As you can see, we're really trying to lean into the brand perception here because this will help you drive sales even if you're not bringing a massive audience to the Whatnot platform. Now, obviously, if you have a social media accounts and TikToks and Instagrams and previous existing sales channels, this will help bring a lot of traffic to your stream, which will mean your stream gets more viewers and in turn means you will get a better price for your items that you sell. However, obviously, that's not always guaranteed, and if you don't have that, that's okay. This is why we need to rely on the brands to carry the weight of the volume. This is why brands like Carhartt and Dickies are really good, because Carhartt and Dickies both have great brand history. They also both have great brand perception, and people know if you're buying a piece of this clothing, if you wanted to go into a shop and buy it, it might be $80, $100. And also, if they do buy it, it's going to last a long time. So people are happy to spend £10 to £20 on these kind of items of clothing compared to unbranded pieces. On the Fleek app, you can buy bundles of Carhartt and Dickies shirts or Carhartt and Dickies t-shirts for around £4 to £5 per piece, which is crazy. And again, people will pay £10 to £15 per piece for both of these items pretty easily. You can also get great grades on these, and just because they're a really fast seller, they've got the brand history, these will sell really good for you. If you were going to sell these, I would also buy a Carhartt jacket bundle and sprinkle a few of those in to try and keep people's attention. In Whatnot streams, you basically want to kind of keep people staying on longer and longer. This way, if you promise giveaways, if you promise deals, you can keep them on for the cheaper items and hopefully get a few bids in that way, drive some prices up, and you can earn some more money. It's always worth doing a giveaway every stream. It helps bring people in, it helps people stay. These are all really important metrics that you do want to be tracking. The fourth best item is actually the cheapest one to buy. So if you are margin conscious, this is the one for you. And this is single stitch t-shirts, specifically vintage graphic t-shirts or rock band t-shirts. These on Fleek are the cheapest item you can buy, and these come out to around £2 to £3 per piece. So it's really, really hard to lose money on these if you are going to sell these on a Whatnot stream. You can find some models with a single stitch, which will go on eBay for $2,000, but yeah, you can buy these for £2 a piece. So a lot of people like to buy these just in case it's worth a lot of money. The graphic tees are kind of a gamble because you never know if a graphic will look good, but the kind of point is with those, you're buying them for so cheap, you're really hedging your bets that someone will just like the look of it, potentially swipe, bid £5, and you're clear. You're doubling your money already. Now with band t-shirts, it's a little bit different. You're kind of hoping that someone likes the band there, and if it's a band they're familiar with, if they think the design's cool, again, they're bidding £5, £10 on those items, you're making a lot of money. So the average sales price for these t-shirts is lower. I would say around £5 to £7 per piece. But don't get me wrong, if you can bring an audience and actually build a following, or if you're already bringing a following, you can easily get £10, £15 per piece. And that is a seriously good ROI for Whatnot, especially when you think you're selling 100, 200 items per stream. The fifth best item that you want to be reselling on Whatnot is mixed branded items, specifically shell jackets or sweatshirts. These definitely do better in the winter, but you can buy these items for around $4 to $5. And the brands you're generally getting in the mixed brand sort of stuff is think Nike, Adidas, Champion, potentially Russell's Athletics, those sort of low tier but well-known brands. Don't get me wrong, with bundles like this, not every item is going to be a killer. In fact, you'll probably break even on like a fifth of the items you get because they might be a bit crap. For the Nike and Adidas and Champion items, especially in this bundle, you can actually bring in some higher end money here between the £10 to £20 mark per item. Nike and Adidas have great sales volume, great sales history, and also some of the items are just iconic. Vintage Nike jumpers look really cool. The same with vintage Adidas shell jackets. Also, these bundles also have great variety, which will help you kind of learn what does sell well and what doesn't sell well. So if you're starting, this is a great one. But also if you're scaling and you want some variety in a stream, which I do always recommend, this is a great one for you too. And leading on from that, the sixth best item you can buy and resell on Whatnot is pretty simple, Nike and Adidas t-shirts. Just like last time, these have a super low buy price of around £3 to £5 per piece on the Fleek app. And again, you should always be negotiating to try and get this down as much as you can. And as always, the more you buy, the cheaper you're going to get these items for. The Nike and Adidas brands are super strong, but you can kind of get some gym style t-shirts and potentially even some football style t-shirts in these bundles. And these are the shirts you're really hoping you get. Football style shirts generally will go for around £15 to £20 plus, and any gym shirts generally go for around £10 plus. This puts you in a pretty good position. I would say about 50% of your items will go for this upper tier, and you'll have another 50% going for the kind of cheap below £10, £5 to £10 mark pretty regularly. The great point with these bundles is you can just get them in such huge quantity. You can really drive this price down if you're committed to spend some money. Do a few test streams, figure out if these sell well for you, and absolutely ram your streams full of these. And the margins are pretty good on these. As usual, you're doubling your money on these sort of items, and to sell them so rapidly, this makes Whatnot the best platform compared to Vinted, Depop, or eBay. A few other honorable mentions would be Lacoste and Tommy Hilfiger, and you can buy both of these for around £6 to £8 per piece. However, they have great well-known brands. They've also got a great brand behind them. However, I wouldn't say it's as strong as Nike, Adidas, and Ralph Lauren, but it's definitely a good one to try. We've got plenty of stock for these brands on the Fleek app, and as usual, another honorable mention to all of the higher end pieces. You will see on Whatnot that a lot of people can sell higher end pieces if you do a sort of buy it now style stream show, and obviously if you're bringing an audience, everything that I've said could kind of go out the window because the more people you have, the higher you can sell these prices for. If you're bringing in lots of people, I would really recommend checking out some of our higher tier Carhartt jacket bundles. This is just because these are such wanted items. You can buy really great quality stuff on Fleek for these higher end pieces of Carhartt jackets. There's great demand for these, and if you can get potentially 100 or even 200 people in a show, you can get $100 for a jacket pretty easily, and you can buy these on the Fleek app for around £40 to £60. This is when you can start making the really big profit because the rate you can sell these at is insane. So there you go. They're the clothes you should be buying and selling on Whatnot if you want to grow as a fashion vintage reseller. And obviously, if you want to get any of these, you should be doing it all on the Fleek app. I've mentioned it throughout this video, but we are the go-to B2B fashion marketplace for vintage resellers. On our app, you can literally buy any brand from Ralph Lauren, Carhartt, Nike, Adidas, you name it. We have got it used on our store. Here you can find suppliers, message suppliers, negotiate with suppliers, and even call them and handpick your own stock from all the way around the world in every location, local in the UK so we can ship them fast, or India, Pakistan, connect you with the source of the supply so you can get the best prices for your store. If you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comments and I'll make sure to get back to you. Good luck with your Whatnot streams. Let me know how they go.